I got it.
Got it. Yeah,
We're
welcome.
good. I just want to say hi everyone because I'm seeing a lot of
Yeah.
people from my network and my community. So I want to say hi. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yes, I'm really happy and glad to have you over here. And let's start our session with good evening to everyone. And I welcome you all to ArujAyur IG live session, which is on what is your wellness mantra. And it's my pleasure to have you, Stephanie, over here today as a special guest. Since she's an online entrepreneur in the wellness industry. She is a podcast host, which is by the name is a journey, and the co-author of My Voice Volume 5. And that's not enough. She's also a certified women facilitator of Global Sisterhood with a background in arts, management, and digital marketing. She has had 15 years experience in US and Singapore before founding Ujjivati, which is both a reliable source of holistic wellness and a community platform. And as a passionate entrepreneur, Stephanie is dedicated to making a positive impact and inspiring people to embrace holistic wellness and develop a daily practice. And that's why we have invited her today here, sharing her wellness mantra. And that is why we wanted Stephanie to be our guest here. So let's get ready for an informative and inspiring session that will help motivate you all to take a positive action towards your health and wellness goal. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Stephanie. Stephanie, welcome to ArujAyur Live IG. And if you can share with our audience, and I'm sure they are as curious as I am, that what was your motivation behind the career switch from arts management and digital marketing to holistic wellness, being an entrepreneur in holistic wellness?
First of all, I want to thank you, Dana, because I'm your first guest on your series, and I think this is a great, title. What is your wellness mantra? Because a lot of the time it's so difficult to be healthy and what it means, because it's very different for each and every one of us. So thank you so much for organizing that and for welcoming me as your first guest. So actually, it's my personal journey that motivated this career switch. I was going through a very long and emotionally difficult divorce, and I was looking for support, and I realized that it was very difficult to get the right information about holistic wellness and practitioners. So 2 years ago, I started Ujjivati. It's an online platform that connects people who are curious about alternative healing and wellness modalities to the right professional, to right practitioners who can help them to get the personalized support they need. And Ujjivati is also an online community, and they connect people together going through the same journey. So I think my motivation was really to connect people and help them to feel connected, because when I went through this difficult time, I felt very disconnected and I didn't know where to go, and I didn't know what I was really looking for. I knew I needed some help. So I want to help people to feel more connected, healthier, and whole. So these are really my motivations behind that switch.
I totally agree with you. We all come across, we have a certain turning point in our life, which makes us realize that there's something else we need to do. And what we are doing current now is is not serving us. And I think I have come across so many people, in professional and personal, that they desire to lead healthy life. And, because in the process and their lifestyle or the way they are living, the way their professional expectations are, they actually are not able to fulfill that. And they try too hard to balance a healthy life, and which ends up creating more stress. And, what your life journey has been, and which is so inspiring, and making a career switch is we always be your mother of two, and making a career switch at this time of life wouldn't have been an easy thing for you to decide, but still you took that. And I'm sure you are doing so well. A lot of people give up after the challenges come in because that is not what they anticipated in that journey. They don't anticipate the challenges. I think whatever journey it is, whether they are moving towards a more wellness or a different kind of a work life, which they feel is good for them, but they, I think the mindset is very important, that they must be really sure that they want it. If they don't, they should think twice. And I think that's what, matters a lot. And it's really helpful for everyone too. Thank you for sharing that, Stephanie. I think it puts a light, even though we know, but sometimes, we need a reminder like yours to, reassure our faith on what we want to do.
And I think regarding the challenge, I think something that really helped me is yoga, because the yoga helps you to, like, when it's like a difficult asana, to stay in this pain. You have to hold the position and you stay in the pain. And so it helps me to, during the difficult situation, I need to stay in the difficulty. I need to go through the difficulty. And I know that at some point, there's going to be the outcome. There's going to be, there's going to be something else after that. So yoga in some way really helped me to that in the challenge.
I totally second that, your opinion. Yoga with meditation and breathing practice, all together is, I would say it's a boon to the humanity, that if you, just do 5 minutes of even meditation or breathing exercise, that just rejuvenates you in a couple of minutes. It's about the discipline which you gain doing that. And I think that is what yoga is a great example. So how do you, with this entrepreneurship, being an author, being into holistic wellness business, how do you create a balance in your life? Like, you are a mother of 2 kids, you are starting your own journey of entrepreneurship. So how is that, what do you find to do or create a balance in your life?
So to me, balance means inner peace. So I have to find ways to maintain this calmness inside. So as I was saying, I use meditation, I use yoga, I use wellness retreat, I read a lot, I go for a walk, or sometimes I say just no for new commitments. I say that's I have enough. That's it. And this is how I create the balance. Once I have this, like, once I'm able to maintain this inner peace, then the balance is there. It doesn't matter like how much like I work. Maybe sometimes like the balance is going to be like I have a lot of work to do, but I love it because I have this inner peace and I'm confident. So it's fine. It's okay. And I'm also constantly attuned to my needs. So for example, if I go through a phase when it's very stressful because I have lots of things that I need to get done, then I will meditate more. So more often during the day, or like longer in the morning. Usually I start with meditation in the morning. So instead of saying like 10 minutes, I'm going to do 20 minutes that day, because this is what I need to keep this inner peace. And if I have to repeat it during the day, then I will repeat it. And even so, canceling a meeting is also a way to maintain this inner peace, because I have to be with myself, sit with myself to be more, more calm. So this is for me like balance. Perfectly what balance means.
That what I take from yours is, it's a very good suggestion which you gave. I think external environment won't create much of the turmoil in our life if we are creating a balance within. So I think that's what I understand. Create a balance in your life is not too materialistic. It's not like you have a house, you have a car, or you have a great family. The life balance doesn't come from that. It basically comes from within. And if you're creating that balance, that anything external, whether it's too much of happiness or too much of sadness, if that is not, that should not either make you extremely happy or extremely sad. These factors should not impact you. You are completely balanced. And again, with this, the yoga, Ayurveda, and all this holistic approach helps a person to attain that balance. And it's again, back to the discipline. If you're disciplined, inner balance will create the external balance, which will make your life easier. That is, inner peace is the right word which you said, inner peace. Yes. we all must practice inner peace. It's not about breathing, it's about creating a harmony within, not from outside.
Yeah,
Perfect.
absolutely. Yeah.
So, over the period of time, because you're practicing wellness for such a long time, you must have picked up certain lifestyle habits, which you think, keep you energized and motivated every day, to work on different platforms at the same time, to do so many things at the same time. So what are those lifestyle or key habits that you have, you would suggest our audience to follow, which they can follow in their life?
Absolutely. And so what works for me might be different from somebody else, but I've noticed that when I think about being energized and motivated, a lot of things that what, like the scientists recommend that is gonna be there. So for me, it's supplements, sleep. Sleep is very important. Healthy food and water. Exercise also, and something that's gonna vary. Sometimes it's a lot, sometimes it's less. Connecting with nature, socializing, and time with myself. So this is like how I keep myself energized. The motivation comes through the people that I interact with, and the content I consume daily. So I'm very consistent, and I have routines. And honestly, sometimes I completely, I don't want to, know what's happening in the world. I disconnect myself from that because it's not the content that I want to consume. But listening to people, interacting with other entrepreneurs, that's going to keep me motivated. So this is where I get the motivation from.
So basically the motivation, what keeps you motivated is the motivation you take from the surroundings, the people you interact with, and learning from them. I think we can't, as a humans, we can't be always motivated. I think there comes a point where you just, sometimes, you feel that's enough, right? But I think surrounding yourself with the positive people around, people who can inspire you, I think that is what always keeps you energized and motivated. And I think more you keep the positive people with you, at the same time, it's important to keep the negativity away in a way that, it doesn't impact you. If you're on an early stage of, adapting certain routine, and you really want to be motivated at that time. So I think at that time, first of all, you should be interacting with most positive people. And, you cannot get away from negativity. It will be there. But I think once you get into the routine, you also adapt to the negativity. You don't let it impact your routine. And you just carry on with your day-to-day life. I think that is great. That's great. So we have to, you usually do exercise in the morning. How do you make sure that, you are getting the right supplements, or you're getting the, right source of food? What are the key things which you can, just say that some of the foods which are good for you health-wise, or which you feel people should take that kind of food more to keep them energized, or keep the energy levels good?
So I think it's really, you need to know your metabolism. You need to know your guts, and then how you're gonna digest the food. Because of course, we're gonna stay away from the fried food and all this stuff. That's for all of us, that's not good. So once we keep the healthy food, we need to make sure that what we digest is going to give us the right energy. So I know that for me, I know that, for example, I have fruits that work for me. Usually it's on the light side. I don't like heavy meals. It makes me sleepy. I know that also, for example, I've already good energy. So I'm going to stay away from the kind of food that gives, for example, the onions, the garlic, the spicy. I'm already very, spicy. Already have good energy.
More energetic, yes. So these are mostly the pitta. Yes,
exactly. Exactly, exactly. So this, I know that's okay. It's okay, but not on a daily basis.
Mm.
So I learned, I've learned like what is good for me and then what is like not good for me, because
Mm.
sometimes what we think is good. I mean, I come from south of France when we eat a lot of tomatoes, but the tomatoes are very acidic, so
Yes.
it's not good for me. Yes.
Yeah.
So consulting practitioners also help you to really get to know yourself, what is good, and because sometimes we don't want to hear, but we
Yeah.
have to. We have to listen and say like, okay, fine, I'm just going to give up the tomatoes. All the
That's
spicy food.
perfect. I think that also, as Ayurveda says, your diet and lifestyle is very much based on your DNA prototype. Like we call it a dosha in Ayurveda, which is Vata,
Mm.
Pitta, and Kapha. So if you are mostly a Pitta or a fiery kind of a person, that then taking something more fiery is definitely not going to do good. It's definitely going to create imbalance or a damage to internal balance. So I think that is really good. You understand your body over the period of time, and then you apply
Yeah,
certain kind of food habits, which keeps you calm, balanced, and energized at the same time. So
yeah, absolutely.
that's a really good take. And considering your Agni, in Ayurveda. So if you are not able to digest anything, still you are stuffing yourself without understanding the side effects of it. Whether it's a good food or bad, anything in excess is not good. So considering the digestive capacity, Agni, is very important, which you rightly said. If you feel sometimes with certain food, you feel very sleepy because the sugar, it spikes the sugar very fast. With certain food, you feel very activated, like garlic and all. So, that kind of a food element should be, thought before we are consuming those perfectly. Now, coming as
Absolutely.
our,
Absolutely.
right? So, coming to our, our series, which is your wellness mantra. And, this is, I thought this is an apt topic because a lot of people have adapted their wellness mantra, and some people derive energy from practicing certain wellness routines. Some people derive energy from different, wellness routine. And I
Mhm.
wanted to bring all people together with the different wellness mantra they have adapted in their life. And I would be, our audience will be, looking for that wellness mantra, which made you, having your going through such a hard time in your life, changing your career, mother of two kids, an author, and a wellness entrepreneur. So all these things together, what was your wellness mantra, or what is your wellness mantra that keeps you going?
So I think over the years, I've learned a lot of things, and I've came to the conclusion to this mantra that is do it for yourself. Do it for
Absolutely.
yourself means like you take time and you take what it needs for you to feel well, be well, and be the best version of yourself. So the more I get older, the more the do it for yourself is not like the selfish. It's kind of like do it for yourself so that I can be the best for myself, for my family, for my friends, for my partner. Um, and it's really helped me um, to have this balance, that we were talking about. So this is, I think, this one is my mantra: do it for yourself.
That is so absolutely very rightly said, because I think sometimes we misinterpret between do it for yourself and being selfish.
Mm.
And I think most of the people have this guilt. I think I would say mostly women. They have this guilt of that they are not taking care of the family, or they are not looking well for the family. I'm going out, let's say I'm going, a woman wants to go out for a spa or do some relaxation, just for an example. But that guilt in the mind is there. Who's going to look after my family? Am I doing it right? Why am I spending so much time or energy or money on myself when I have to look after my family? I have to do so many things. And that guilt, comes in and interrupts a person from doing something good for themselves. What we lack in this information is that we lack the understanding that unless and until you are not happy or you're not well from within, you cannot make your society or your family a happy place. And I think yourself, to take care of yourself is should be the first priority. And then only, it comes out naturally to take care of others. You don't have to make an effort to do anything good for others if you're doing good for yourself. The simple example which nowadays everyone is quoting is like when the oxygen gets less in an aircraft, it is first you have to breathe in the oxygen, because then only your mind will work and work for others. So actually not taking care of yourself, you're shutting yourself down and shutting the other things around you indirectly. And I think that is a very great mantra, that do it for yourself. You come first, not in the selfish way, but in a wellness way. So I think that absolutely pleasure the way you have given answers to all the inquiries, and I hope all the audience, they have learned something and taken this, your life lessons and your wellness mantra, and I hope they can adapt it in their life, to make it a happy place from within and out. Self-care.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. And it's a weekend, and on weekend, all of you came on this IG Live. I'm really glad and happy for you, happy that there's so many people who really want to know about wellness mantra of people like Stephanie, who have, come across and build up their, their life path in such a beautiful way. And, I hope that all of you do the same with yours. And from today onwards, we will be doing this regular IG Live twice a month, every Friday. And we will be having next guest very soon. Do join us on ArujAyur Live. I am Dr. Dana. I am an Ayurvedic physician and consultant. And I really thank you, Stephanie, for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining. I hope you learned something. And thank you, Dana, for having me.
Thank you.
Until next time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. Bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Have a nice weekend.
You too.